This is the winningest buggy of them all. This is the ultimate king of the swamps buggy, Leonard Cheshire's, and it's won here no less than 13 times. Now, I'll tell you what, you call it a tractor, but I'll call it an airplane.
Yeah, and Orville Wright would take one look at that wing and roll on the ground in laughter. They're tractors.
Stop it, you guys. Here's a class final. They're 4x4 vehicles. You can run either a 6 or an 8-cylinder motor. David Sims prefers the 8, being a very smart guy. That is Shag Nasty. He has won 7 times here, the last time in '88.
And here comes Roy Ortega in Southern Comfort, running with a passenger. In line kind of situation there.
I'd call him a co-pilot if I were you, Paul. But in any case, the other four-wheel driver in this class is Wayne Cochran with a buggy called One Time. Now, these are pretty complex machines, having four-wheel drive in them and big V8 engines. So we ought to see these things run pretty good. As you said earlier, Shag Nasty with David Sims on board is a big winner here.
And a good bet to go to the big feature, which is comprised of class winners in the higher horsepower division. Then there's the little feature, which is comprised of lower horsepower class winners. And the winner of the little feature goes to the big feature.
And later on, we'll explain the medium feature.
Well, 3 buggies are lined up and ready to go. A mile of mud and muck lie ahead to challenge them.
And Shag Nasty, that black and cream-colored one in the middle with David Sims on board, he's only got one guy. Sometimes he carries a co-pilot as well, but he may be looking for a little lighter weight to haul around because Ortega is quick with this buggy on the near side of the screen here. He's been practicing. That's a well-financed operation there.
He also has the oldest crash helmet still in motorsports competition.
Well, look at this. Ortega and partner are off to a super start. They blasted through the sippy hole with ease and have pulled out a big lead on Shag Nasty. There's Cochran way back coming out of the sippy hole. I think he's got some problems.
Ortega has got a big motor in that machine, almost 500 cubic inches of power, huge 4-barrel carburetors, and here, trying to come from behind, is Dave Sims.
Sims is right in the wake of Ortega right now. He's really flying blind as they head for the sippy hole for the second time.
Not to mention his co-pilot has gone to the whip, beating him about the head and shoulders for fear that this man is going to catch him, but it doesn't look like it.
He's out. David Sims, 7-time champion here at the Swamps, is broken Shag Nasty, and he's finished. So it looks like Ortega's going on to an easy victory, Paul.
Now look at Ortega here, though. That's the same kind of view you'd get if you take a big wheat threshing cultivator from a field and run it through the swamp.
Yeah, run it right down the middle of the Wabash River.
Here's Wayne Cochran, has finally plowed, and I do mean plowed his way out of the sippy hole, and is now running in third, but as he comes around will inherit second place.
He indeed will, Paul, because David Sims and Shag Nasty are broken down. Now that co-pilot there, if he can survive the dunking, has been a valuable aid, I would say, to Roy Ortega.
Well, you could see him pointing. I think he was telling Ortega there was a right turn coming up, but Ortega is now going over to the trophy stand to pick up his winner's trophy for that heat race. Here comes Cochran into second spot. Not good enough, though, to advance here into the next heat.
No, I think before Cochran gets to the big feature, he'll need to put a little more boat technology into that buggy. That's what's holding him back. You can see right there, the thing just doesn't want to negotiate the sippy hole as a good boat-like vehicle would.
I'm going to ignore that, Steve. What I want to know is what's the fire extinguisher for? All this water, and they're going to use an extinguisher?
Paul, the Coast Guard requires fire extinguishers on all boats.
I can't believe it. I walked right into that one. Shag Nasty, sitting by the edge. It's Roy Ortega and the Southern Comfort that moves ahead, already picking up a handful of trophies, and Brock Yates is right there.
Okay, Roy Ortega holding his 2 trophies here. You got to feel good about it, Roy.
Oh, real good this time.
Was that your brother just talking to you?
Yes, it was.
He tells me is this your first class victory here?
It is. It's been a couple years now since I've had one.
So you feel good about it?
Very good, very good.
Okay. Buggy ran real strong?
Yeah, we're very pleased with it now, right now. I am.
How about your co-driver? What, did he help you?
Yeah, he lets me know where the opponent is, how close he is to me and all that.
Who was that? What's his name?
Eugene Bethune.
Okay.
He helps me build the buggy and all that stuff, so I figure I'd give him a ride. Can't do it by myself, so I can't win with him, can't win without him. Thank you very much.
Well, nice to see Roy Ortega collecting some hardware after a couple of lonely years. The crowd always having a good time here because just about all of them know somebody that owns a buggy. Big cheering section. Welcome back, everyone, to the annual Swamp Buggy Classic here in Naples, Florida. I'm Steve Evans, along with Brock Yates and Paul Page. And that old farm boy Page, he's been out exploring the pits and tells us he's found something very unusual and pretty high-tech.
You know, these swamp buggies get more and more sophisticated every year. This is the Dixieland Delight. And, of course, here in the front, once again, harkening back to the tractor theory, this is a front wheel and tire assembly off of a hay rake. But now some psychology and some high-tech. This guy has left the nut off of this bolt. It's going to trick us all into thinking that he's made a mistake in the way he attaches this wheel here. But he's kept the whole assembly in balance. No bolt over here.
Well, I tell you, that Ira Arnold that owns that stock class buggy, he is on the cutting edge, isn't he?
Run through that again, will you please, Page?
Okay, look, you got to have things in balance. There's a yin and I'll explain.
Forget it. This guy is going to be tough. That is Terry Langford and Lonnie Cheshire. Now, this is the big iron in the Swamp Buggy class. These are 500-plus cubic inch, normally aspirated rat motors, big block Chevrolets, running in really lightweight, high-tech buggies. These are hot machines, Steve.
And this is really a match race for the crowd. I mean, it's an important class race, but for the crowd, they've been looking forward to this a long time. Terry Langford and Lonnie Cheshire side by side with nobody else to get in the way. This could be a wild one.
Oh, good launch by both of them. Both these guys have been king of the swamps before. Look at Cheshire just leap out in front as he heads down toward that first big turn, side by side. Here comes Langford on the outside. Got the long way around that big loop there, but hanging right in there as Lonnie Cheshire's got the inside line, Paul.
You got a tremendous amount of experience here. Langford with 11 years in racing, and Lonnie Cheshire have been racing for 32 years. Look at this race. Boy, they're running neck and neck. We've got some real competition here.
Look at Langford go all the way around on the high side. It looks like he's taking the lead as they head for that little sippy hole on the backside.
Well, you know, he has taken the high line all the way around, trying to stay out of that spray. Apparently confident he has enough horsepower, and all of a sudden the Outlaw breaks down. Oh, Lonnie Cheshire fans are disappointed, but not the Prince of Rubber Duck.
Oh, what a tough break. Cheshire in the lead there by just a length or so, but now totally out of it. This two-buggy race goes, and Terry Langford probably running about 75 miles an hour. He just sails across the sippy hole to victory.
Good traction provided by those great tractor tires on Langford's machine. What a great win.
And the Outlaw, boy, it's lonely in the swamps.
The agony of defeat there, as we have often said, as Lonnie Cheshire climbs out. Recalling, though, I would imagine, this terrific race that he put on prior to the breakage. There you see Cheshire on the left side of your screen, and it looked as if he had Langford pretty well handled. Terry having to stay out of that wake and run way around the outside of the course here. I don't think he probably could have gotten by Lonnie Cheshire had he not broken.
No, I'd agree with you, Brock. He did have the ideal line. However, it is a little rougher on the inside there. There tends to be some rocks and debris that we can't see underwater, and maybe he hit some of that. That could have been part of his problem. And Terry Langford wins it looking much like an unlimited hydroplane.
Great little race there.
Yeah, it's kind of exciting, kind of close.
Did you think that you were going to win that thing?
No, he's a real, that one I couldn't have picked because he's real good competition and could have won either way.
When you feel somebody running that close to you, is there anything special you can do to get yourself out in front?
Well, really, the only time I saw him was in the first turn, and after that, you know, you don't really know where he's at, so, but you just have to figure he's there. But after that first turn, I didn't know where he was.
All right, good luck.
And now, let's go to Steve.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Steve's Auto Sales. Right on the slew, right on the price. On this bright, sunny Sunday afternoon, you should get down and see me now, because I am acting as agent for Jerry DeLuca in the sale of this magnificent racing creation called Midnight Rider. Now, Jerry wanted $250,000 for this girl, but after a narrow loss in the previous heat, I have negotiated that price down to $3,500. Now, that's the price you'd expect to pay for a normal four-wheel drive buggy. So at no extra charge, we're actually throwing in 2 extra wheels, a finely tuned 406 1963 Ford V8. As you can see, it is cleaner than your doctor's office and ready for the Pro Tour. See me now for Midnight Rider.
Hey, Brock, let's get a consortium going before Roger Penske finds out about that one. Here's a new class. This is a stock class. That's Kent Chima on Captain Crunch. And there's Ira Arnold, the Dixieland Delight, the psychology plane here. I can't believe it. It's so tense. The bolt pattern entirely different on each one of these machines. And the winner of this class, well, they don't go anywhere. They're just going to win it.
That's right. They don't advance to the big feature or the little feature. I asked for a rule book that might explain it, but it seems they lost that in about 63.
This could be the medium feature that I was mentioning to you earlier. As we've got two buggies ready to go. Class final, Chima on the left, and maybe the biggest physically sized buggy. Notice, I think he's got a couple of lug nuts missing as well, Page. So that technology is moving through this entire field.
He does know how to leave the starting line. How about that? Whoop! But the whole shot is quickly overcome.
I'll tell you, the bolt pattern made all the difference in the world as they got to the hole, especially when you're talking about holding on those great big agricultural tires.